All right, hey, we're live for another awesome episode of Keeping It Real. Today, the episode is called How to Dominate Facebook Marketing. We have an amazing guest, Don Mertez from the historic Phoenix area. He's going to be joining us. He's just crushing it on Facebook. We're going to dive into that soon. So if you've never joined us on Keeping It Real, my partner and co-host is Frank Klesitz. Say hello, Frank.
How you doing?
All right, and then my name is, he's the CEO of Vyral Marketing, and I'm Jeff Manson, a Hawaii real estate broker and also founder of Real Geeks. And Frank, can you let them know how they can follow us if they're just tuning in for the first time?
Absolutely. So keepingitreal.com is where you can go binge watch all the previous episodes without getting distracted on YouTube. They're all right there on Keeping It Real. You can put your email address in. We'll notify you of new episodes and replays. That's all you're going to get notified on when you're on that list when you're opting for nothing else. Obviously, also the Real Geeks YouTube channel. You can check us out there. And we also are on iTunes now. So a little bit after the episode is done, you can watch the replay right here on this page. So it'll actually replay right here on YouTube. But you can actually get it on iTunes to listen to on the road if you use iTunes. So check us out.
You can also follow us on Real Geeks Facebook page as well. All right. Yeah. Don Mertez is, he's been a customer of Real Geeks since last April, and ever since he joined us and started doing Facebook marketing in combination with his Real Geeks website, the guy has crushed it. He's got like over 6,000 leads, and the first 37 days of this year, he generated 12 listings from Facebook marketing, 21 escrows, and last year he did somewhere around 64 sales from Facebook marketing and around 20 million in sales last year. I think he's going to crush that this year. And so Don is going to come on here and he's going to show how he's generating so many buyer and seller leads. Welcome aboard, Don.
Thank you very much. It's awesome to be here because I've literally binge watched, like Frank said, all of the hangouts, and so to be on it, it's great. Thank you.
Well, we're excited that you're joining us. And just so you know, Don does work out of his house. He's a nice guy and he rescues dogs. So he's got like 9 dogs in his house, right, Don?
Yeah. And so if they start barking, I apologize. I see so many beautiful offices that the other people broadcast out of, and it's
fine. Jeff and I are in our house too. So
yeah, so we're in our house. But we don't have 9 dogs that we've rescued off the streets. And he's also got a big bird. What is that? What's that bird?
Charlie the macaw. So
Charlie the macaw might actually fly down on his shoulder.
Probably end up here. Yeah.
So it's going to be entertaining, to say the least.
And maybe loud.
Yeah, and it could get loud, but that's all right. I got 10 kids, but luckily they're all at school. All right. So,
nice.
Don, you know, what I want to jump into, because I think it all first starts with having a good Facebook business page.
It really does.
So
that's been the whole beginning for us.
All right. So can you explain what you've done with your Facebook page, why you've set it up the way you want, and what you think is important in the Facebook business page? Because to run Facebook ads, you need to have a Facebook page. So can you? You
do, and the way that we set it up, so our Facebook page is Historic Phoenix. The address is Historic Phoenix Real Estate, but we just kind of refer to everything as Historic Phoenix. It ties right into our website, which is also historic.com.
Facebook.com/Historic Phoenix. Sorry, Don, right?
Facebook. Well, it's Facebook.com/Historic Phoenix Real Estate.
Real estate.
Yeah, and then our website is just historicphoenix.com. But we had everything kind of set up to be, the way that it started was more of a community page and quickly transitioned into real estate. But I think because it started with not so much of an emphasis on, so-and-so real estate company, things like that, I think people maybe looked at it as just another way to keep up with what was happening downtown. And so, over the years, we've been doing it since 2012, and now it's primarily almost all real estate, but we still inject a lot of that community stuff. So one of the best things that I think helps with that is we use the what's it called? It's the Google Alerts.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do like historic plus Phoenix, or central plus Phoenix, or downtown plus Phoenix. I have those set as alerts. And so every morning in my email, everything that's been written that has to do with central Phoenix, downtown Phoenix, historic Phoenix, everything is all right there in emails for me to go through. And then anything that I think sounds like it could be an interest to the people reading Facebook on my page, I post it. And so it doesn't always have everything to do with real estate, but the real estate is always in there and always coming through. And I don't really advertise too much of the other stuff.
Sure. Okay. So you're doing community information plus real estate information.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go to the Facebook page, you'll see that it's a mix.
It's a mix. Okay. Like new restaurants, area news, national news, and non-political stuff.
Yep. We ate at an amazing place last night. I took some pictures off my cell phone. That'll be on there later on.
Awesome. Okay. And then what else do they need to know about the business page to get started to start running Facebook ads?
Well, to start running Facebook ads, you've got to have the way that I do it is, well, let me backtrack 1 second. One of the big things on our Facebook page, and I'm not sure that everybody does this. I've checked out a lot of other real estate Facebook pages, and a lot of folks don't seem to be doing this, but it's the interaction too. That's a big part of our page. Like if somebody makes a comment, I automatically like it, even if it's rude. If it's rude, and if it's like profane, or if it just doesn't make sense, I delete it or hide it from the public. But otherwise, if somebody says, God, that listing seems really overpriced, I like it anyway, and I talk to them intelligently about it, and I think that people appreciate that. So my thing would be like everything. If somebody shares a post, there's Charlie. If somebody shares a post from one of your properties from onto their page from your page, if you're allowed to like it, give it a big old heart, because you just love that. You got to put that stuff out there, and I think that people really recognize that.
So user engagement, basically.
User engagement, absolutely. It's so important, because a lot of people just put it up there and then just leave it there. But you gotta show it some love and show the people that are showing you love. So.
All right.
So I'm looking at one of your posts. I just have to say, like, you have a post on here on January 26th. Not on Zillow, not on the MLS. Check it out. You had a little Real Geek shortener that goes to the Real Geek Squeeze page.
Yeah. I
mean, 154 likes, 15 shares.
Yeah.
That's good for a house.
For just the real estate. Yeah. Exactly.
That's great.
So, but I mean, if you followed all of those shares, you'll see that Historic Phoenix loved every single one of those shares, and it's important. And I comment on other people's pages and everything, and it really does help engage. I get beat up a lot because. And
I want to say this too, is that if you could take away what we shared so far, is that you're not running this under a page about you being the great realtor. It's about the area. Right. And it's almost like a newspaper of everything you want to know about homes in the area, so people can follow it. Yeah. Or people just like Historic Phoenix. So I love that as a foundation of the page to run the ads on. That's huge.
The foundation is super important. It just really is. I mean, if you're just out there to just push your ads out into the universe, then you maybe don't need something like that. You can maybe just do with whatever you've got. But I advertise two different ways on almost every real estate ad that I list, and one of them is directly through the ads manager, the Real Geeks ads manager, and then another is boosted from that post on my page. And when I boost it to the post on my page, I've got 12,000 followers that I can boost it out to, and their friends, which is awesome, because then their friends are like, well, Jane Smith is following them, so I'll follow him too, because I love her. So that kind of thing. So if you don't have those 12,000, and a lot of people don't have those 12,000, but if you just let it be organic, and you just when people visit your page, it's a great page to visit. They'll like it, and then you'll get that many.
So how did people originally hear about Historic Phoenix? Let's just talk about how you got it up, and let's get in the ads, right?
Well,
so started this. How'd you get the word out?
That's been around since 1998. That's an old domain name that I've just had forever. And the website behind it is transformed over the years, and most recently now Real Geeks, which is just
what about the Facebook page?
transformed
How
our
long ago
business.
did you start the Facebook page?
2012.
Okay,
was
so
the
it started
Facebook
with
page.
0 people, and
So
you've
yeah, it started with 0 people, and in 2012, and it's just like I said, I've just treated it organically, not like I needed to increase the numbers or anything like that. It's just happened kind of over time.
Cool. Okay.
So
Awesome.
Jeff.
And then
as far as I'm sorry, go ahead, John.
no, and then so when you're doing the page, the organic stuff and the ads, you're engaging on everything, correct?
I engage on everything. Yep. I've got it on my cell phone. I can be out showing a house, and if I get a ding that somebody shared one of my properties, I still scroll through it and give it love right there.
And so, and let's go into that real quick. So how can they get set up so they're getting every notification? Are you using it? Are there settings that you're using?
Pages.
Okay.
Is what I use, the Pages app on
So Pages
on my phone.
app, and then they can download that on their phone, and then you can set that up so if anyone comments, likes, or whatever, it'll ping you or shares, and then you can then engage right off there immediately, correct?
Yep, exactly. Yep. Makes it.
Then are you
makes it
using
pretty
other
easy.
agents' properties on your page?
Occasionally, if something really, really cool comes up and I'm just completely in love with it, I'll share it. And sometimes it's as a result of going out and showing buyers houses, and for one reason or another, maybe this house that we just saw doesn't work, but I just see, you know, tremendous potential in it, or it's priced so well, or it's just such a killer property that I call the agent and I say, hey, just showed your house and it wasn't right for my buyers, but it would be okay if I put it on my Facebook page because it's amazing. And
That's
I've
cool.
never had anybody ever say no.
Yeah, why not? You're getting the exposure of 12,000
Right.
people
Exactly.
to bring the buyer.
Exactly. So
Right. And then you're actually getting a lot of listings too, not just buyers,
we do.
right?
We do, because and so many. I mean, I have a good name in the downtown historic districts in Phoenix anyway. But because of Real Geeks and the Facebook leads and everything else like that, the buyer agents that are on my team, I've got it set to where all of the listings come to me. They deal with all of the buyers and I deal with all of the sellers, and so we get new leads through Real Geeks, and they're saying, well, hey, I've got a house to sell, but I really love this one. So what do I do? And there's like, the team contacts me and we just go from there.
Sure.
So then we've gotten to the point where everything is professionally photographed. DJ Cordero is our photographer. He's amazing. And then Wendy is our writer, and and Grace Sampo is our stager. And so we all work together like this great team and make this great marketing package that then gets put as a coming soon on Real Geeks, and then gets advertised on Facebook, and then all the buyers come back. So we get brand new buyers out of the deal all the time. So the agents that are working with me right now are getting just a ton of buyers, and sometimes it's off of their own listings.
Sure. And you're also getting, and through that cycle, you're also getting more and more people that also need to sell home as well. So it's just
Absolutely.
It's like a big snowball.
It's a big snowball.
Getting bigger and bigger.
It's turning out beautiful.
All right. And are you running seller specific Facebook ads as well?
You know, I was at first, and I've kind of backed off of that. There are some that I'll do, but they're not the typical, because everybody and their brother is doing the what's your home worth. And I know people out there are crushing it with that. I just want to be a little bit different. And so in our downtown neighborhood, we've got all of these smaller historic districts. Like I live in the Coronado Historic District. There's about 5,000 homes here. And there are, I think there's 28 different historic districts right now. So each historic district, I'll build out a sold page on Real Geeks that always ends in what's your value worth. And then I'll typically advertise those. So I can say in a Facebook ad, you know, what's selling in Coronado, click here and check it out. And I love that feature on Real Geeks. And so you're not necessarily hitting them with what's your home worth. You're saying, well, this is the value of the neighborhood, and check it out for yourself. And you don't have to just listen to, one little computer spin out the value.
Let me ask you a question. So that's a market report content page you're doing then?
It's not really.
No, okay. It's a content page, and you're pulling in sold listings, and then have the home valuation widget at the end, right?
Yeah, I like it when people go to the website when they see all of the photos, and they'll scroll down and go, oh, that's my neighbor's house, and then click, and then of course they have to sign up. But
sure. Okay, either sign up, and then also they have the home valuation widget at the bottom, whereas if they type that in, that generates an address capture or a full seller lead, correct?
Yep. Okay. Yep, absolutely. Right. A lot of times I do it at the top and the bottom. So
one thing you might even want to do too is because of we got the market report pages. You can actually put content on those. So you could create, and I'm just going to give you a little pro tip because I know there's a lot of Real Geeks customers watching. Okay. So you can actually create different individual market report pages, but it's not just the market report with the tables of the actives, under contract solds, but you can actually put content and images above that, talk about that area, say, oh, here's what's sold in the last 6 months, and they'll have that, and then have the home valuation widget. And if they click on one of those properties that's actually sold in the table, that can prompt them to sign up as well. And also with the top of those pages, there's a button that says create and sign up and create a market report for your neighborhood. And if they click on that, it goes to an advanced search that they can do, and it creates them a custom market reports. Just something you might want to try since you're doing it the other way.
Absolutely. I'd love that. That sounds great.
All right, awesome.
So anyway, we're running those kind of ads occasionally, but typically we do a combination of several different kind of ads that run concurrently with each other throughout Facebook, and some of them are to different audiences, but mostly we're doing like variety ads. So if there's like big national news, like you guys have got a copy of one that I did where I think it was it Realtor.com? Or somebody put out that Phoenix was the #1 market in the United States for this year. Well, that ad just did amazing, and so I spent money on that because it gave us kind of cachet too, being able to put that out there and report the news. And so the variety ads. So and then also with the historic districts, we have annual home tours, and so I'll advertise those too. And I do that more as like a community thing and to help the neighborhoods too, because we've got a big following on historic Phoenix. So if we can say, well, the Coronado home tour is this weekend, or the Willow home tour is this weekend, or something like that, then that really, and typically what I've been doing is posting the Willow home tour information, like how they can get tickets, because you buy tickets to go to these home tours, right? It's like an afternoon where all these homes are open, and people just walk down the streets and mingle in and out of these houses, right? So I'll put links to the tickets on the respective historic district page on Real Geeks, and then I send people to the Real Geeks page. So they hit that and they can get their tickets from that, but then they can also scroll down and see everything that's also for sale. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1.
Sure. And then you're doing so much Facebook marketing and posting within that area, you're actually getting like come list me calls, right? And people reaching out with you.
Yeah, we had one gal a couple of weeks ago that called and said, well, I can't get you off of my news feed. So I would imagine that if I hire you to sell my house, none of my neighbors are going to be able to get my house off their news feeds either. And that's how it works.
All right.
I want to say that because as a real estate agent, you're an ad agency.
We are.
People are hiring you as a salesperson and a marketer.
Yep.
And your marketing.
First and foremost, that's what I do every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
All right. And then, so can we dive a little bit into, okay, just so everybody knows, we're also going to go over a bunch of his different ads. And we've got some screenshots, and he's going to discuss those and the purpose behind those, the audience, and the results. But before we dive into stuff like that, I would like to talk about audiences because, well, the importance of the ad creation or copy and also the audience in combination, because I think you need both. You can't just have a great audience, and if you don't have good ad copy and a good it's not going to convert, and vice versa, right?
Right. Well, that's how I feel about it anyway. But yeah, our audiences, you have to look at what you're advertising and then try to match that buyer that you're looking for to it. So if it's got a, like in our case in Phoenix, we've got lots that are irrigated, where it's flood irrigation and the water just comes in and turns your yard into like a pond for 4 hours. But in those areas, the trees grow huge. They're typically larger lots. If you love gardening, you're going to love being in areas like that. So if we've got a property that's got flood irrigation to it, I'm going to try to contact every gardener in the valley that's thinking about moving. So, you know, the choice number one is you narrow down the area, and we typically do a pretty tight area. And then if we want to run that same ad to another audience, we'll do that. But to begin, we would run, you know, everyone already downtown and maybe within 5 miles from downtown, and then expand that into everybody thinking about buying or selling.
So likely to move.
Likely to move is what that is. And then we would go like, do you like Phoenix Home and Garden? That's our home and garden magazine here in the Valley. Do you like gardening? Do you belong to garden clubs? Do you know, like some of the landscape design pages on Facebook, different things like that, to try to get people to try to zero in on what that buyer is going to be. If it's 5 bedrooms, do you have kids? Don't be an empty nester. And I mean, I'm not going to market to empty nesters for a 5-bedroom house. You know, so you just have to understand what the house is, where it is, what the ideal buyer is going to be, and then delve into building your custom audience.
Do you bring this up in your listing presentations, Don, about like a competitive advantage item? I mean,
always. So, and I look at them, I look at who's in the house when I'm interviewing them for a sale, and typically who's in the house is going to also be who buys the house. There's a demographic there, and in our neighborhoods especially, you know, there's different price points, and so, you know, you don't want to bother advertising a $300,000 property to somebody that grosses $600,000 a year. They're not going to buy it. So why waste the money? And big thing, oh my gosh, take every reference to real estate agents off, because why would you ever want to teach them what you're doing? And
you mean
let them
remove them
from blocking
the audience?
So you can block them. So blocking other agents or anything.
It's not just saying exclude real estate agents. It's long, and I'll send you
Century 21. You do every single possible state select.
Because they've got like realtor extraordinaire, licensed real estate agent, realtor, licensed associate real estate agent. Oh my gosh, there's just a bunch of them on there.
Don, let me clarify that. So what Don's saying here is that when you're in the back end of Facebook, you can choose like who do you want to market to. There's also an option where you can click, it's kind of small, you might miss it, but exclude.
Yeah.
So you click exclude and just type in real estate agent. And then Facebook will suggest other things like, you'll see realtor, but click that. And then Facebook will suggest, what about, companies like Keller Williams? Like click that. Now it's other companies, and it starts all these different job titles. These are the job titles that people put in their Facebook profile and where they work.
And you just clicked on the most important part. You've got to really watch what you're doing, because you don't want to exclude realtors as an interest.
Correct. Job titles or company.
You want to do job titles or companies, and you have to be very careful when you're clicking, because you want people that are interested in real estate agents.
Yeah.
Estate. Or real estate. You don't want people that work there.
It's easy to get carried away, and it'll say what it is.
Really
if
easy
it's a
to
job
get carried
title
away.
or company. Focus on job title or company, not something they clicked liked on.
Exactly.
And what about going after higher income for people, or for higher homes?
Well, that can be, you can do that a variety of ways. You can do that through what their existing jobs are. Like if I want a higher end buyer for a neighborhood downtown, I could go and look into attorneys. I could look into doctors and
sure.
that kind of thing. And you can also do an income bracket, but I'm not completely sold on that whole income bracket thing. I don't know that it really works.
Right. Okay. And then what about like likely to move? I mean, I've seen that work in some areas. In some areas, it's not very good. So how's that working for you?
It works perfectly for me. I mean, I don't know that I can't tell you that I'm not missing somebody.
Sure.
But I can tell you that almost all of our ads have likely to move on them.
Okay. And then what about retargeting? Let's jump into retargeting, and then I guess we can then probably just jump into some different ads. What do you think, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the whole retargeting thing comes from. Okay, let's instead of Jeff, could we do like a new listing first?
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
Because
whatever
retargeting is kind of retargeting is
Sure.
kind of part of that.
Okay.
So I'm going to take it from a new listing. So if the agents that are watching this,
just got a new listing,
they go and they meet with Jane and John Doe and decide to sell 123 East Main Street. And one of the ways that I start the interviews with them is a little bit unique. And I say, we're going to, number one, we're sending our stylist to the house. That's our stager. Number two, we're sending our photographer. Number three, we're sending our writer. When all of that gets compiled and goes into a coming soon's page, we are not going to go live on MLS for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever time that gets done, I need a week to let it steep out on Facebook and gain momentum. And that's my week of advertising it to everybody that I think might be interested in it. Because it builds that first weekend that it hits the market.
Mm-hmm.
I can almost schedule every 30 minutes throughout the entire weekend from 9 to 5. So I do like Friday afternoon, Saturday all day, Sunday morning, and then typically by Sunday evening, we're sitting down and looking at the contracts that we've got as a result. So it works, but that ends up being a pre-listing on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So, and like I think like Frank mentioned earlier, I start out my pre-listings with little stars and fingers pointing and not on Zillow, not on MLS. So everybody knows that this is the only place in online that they're going to find this property, right? And then I write about the property. I post the Real Geeks Facebook Manager photo collage. I love those collages.
Right.
And you've got to sign up to be able to see it. And that's been our significant lead generator, more so than almost anything else. We've got one that's running out right now that's, I think it's been going for 3 days. We've got 250 new leads that signed up.
Wow.
And that's
on a coming soon.
On a coming soon. So I also put typically on that list or on the verbiage on the ad, I usually say something like we'll be live on MLS within 7 days, but friends of historic Phoenix don't need to wait for that. So you're reestablishing why you're an important part of their feed, saying you're going to show them properties that they're not going to be able to see anywhere without you for 7 days.
Got it.
It's like your VIP buyer list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you're and then who are you targeting? Are people that have been to your website already, and also people that are friends of the Facebook page?
Yeah. So typically, I'll go on to the Real Geeks Facebook page or Real Geeks Facebook Manager and develop an ad and with a customized audience that I've done on Facebook first and then saved, and then I'll use it on Real Geeks, and then I'm almost always doing a boosted post now for a new listing. So that's what I love best about your thing, is that it just posts it right on my page. It's an automatic link and all that stuff. So then it goes onto my page, and then I go onto the page and I boost that.
So you're doing it twice. You're running an ad and boosting, because this thing's automatically boosting it.
Yeah, and I'm not cheap with it either. I'll spend 30, 40, 50 bucks a day on through Real Geeks, and then I'll spend another $100 or $200 to boost it for 3 days on Facebook through all the people that like my page and their friends. But what it does is it just makes this whirlwind. Like, if I should record my phone going off, like with new leads and stuff, the night that we launch a new property. It's nuts. And I've gotten to where I have to tell my team, well, we're launching on this. So make sure your phones are on, because it starts just going and going and going. It's crazy.
Awesome. All right. And then and then what about retargeting?
So when that happens, before all that happens, I go into the back end of Facebook, and under custom audiences, I take the coming soon page that I've done in Real Geeks, copy that address, and then put it into a custom audience for people that have visited that page.
Okay,
so you're,
what I mean? Yeah. So and so what he means is you can go to actually pixels. You can go to pixels, and then it shows and then it shows URLs under the pixels. Actually, a way to get there is pixels, and then it shows you the pixel of all the audience. But there's a little tab that says URL. You can actually click on that and make an audience from that, or probably the way he's telling you. So there's different ways of doing it.
Well, I go to Ad Manager.
Okay,
and then Ad Manager. If you click on the Ads Manager words up at the top, there's a drop down that says Audiences.
Sure. Yep.
Okay, I'm doing it right now, like as I'm talking to you, so I won't goof it up.
Okay.
When you get to Audiences, you click Create Audience, Custom Audience, and then you click Website Traffic.
Oh, and then you can put the URLs.
You put in the coming soon URL from your Real Geeks website, and then Facebook automatically tracks everybody that's been on that page. Sure. So at the end of, like, we've got one property out here now that is current. Well, we got a bunch, but I'll look at the one, 33 West Linwood. That's got 6,200 people that Facebook knows about that has been to the website, right? So when the property goes from coming soon to live, then we will typically say, we are live, call your agents, call your mom, call anybody that wants to see this gorgeous house. And
who's done?
That's already seen the page, because we know that they've already signed up, and now we're just telling them that it's live. When it goes under contract, we can do it again. When it's sold, we can do it again. So we typically will retarget 2 or 3 times for one property.
Sure. And you're getting additional signups every time, correct?
Additional? No, not really.
No, I don't know. So those aren't, you're not doing those as intended to get signups.
We're doing those more for our sellers' benefit, because we just want to bring like a ton of value to our sellers. But we typically keep it out steeping in Facebook for the life of the listing. So I mean, we always get new people signing up because of it, but
all right, but you're landing, and those pages, you're just landing them on the page, and it's not asking them to sign up, correct?
Right.
Okay, got it. All right, I just want to know what the intent is.
Yep.
All right,
that's it.
Great. Well, let's dive into some ads. Frank, do you have some of his ads you can pull up, and then he can explain what those were and the results and the audiences and the intent? I think we got like 9 of them, right?
I do. Who wants to see some ads? Oh, and I gotta play something.
That's awesome.
All right,
hang on.
He's geeking out. The dogs are getting excited.
Sorry.
All right, here we go. Now, for those of you that may look a little small, do you see it, Jeff?
Yeah, I see it because my screen is big. They can actually go to the YouTube and the somewhere to
yeah, make sure you maximize your screen. There should be an option around the YouTube video to, like a big rectangle, click that so it fills out your screen, or else it might look a little small for you. But here we go. We're on number 1. Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, this is one that went on the market. So this isn't one of the pre-listings. This is one that went on the market, and so that's what it says. It's just gone officially on the market. And one of the things that I was going to say before too, it kind of echoes back to like showing everybody some love, is show the ad some love too. I've seen a lot of posts that are just like 3, 2, 15, 20 SQFT and 399 whatever. We don't do it that way. We typically write and use a lot of the text that Wendy, our writer, has written for us. in the ads themselves. And I think that it just, I don't know if people ever read it, but number one, it makes the ad bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a, it's more of a presence. And I think it makes it look a little bit more serious to me. You know, different people can think what they want, but I like it. I like it with the text, and we spend a lot of time like trying to edit down and figure out what people are going to read and what they're not going to, and posting it that way. But anyway, so that's one of them.
All right, so, and then Frank, go to the next page. I think it shows the actual audience on that and some results.
Yeah, there's all your realtor exclusions too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's not even all of them. Like I just keep getting, I think maybe because Facebook keeps adding more versions of real estate agents to the
everyone calls themselves anything other than a realtor, I guess.
This is an older ad, and I swear to God, the list is like 3 times as long now.
All right, so this one you spent $75. You got 46 signups, and the conversion rate of clicks to signups was 5 1/3%, and it's a cost per lead of $1.63.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows you had 22 likes, 8 comments, and 4 shares.
Yep. Yep.
So
that was $75 on this ad we showed right here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he had 46
signups. Leads. Yeah.
Yeah, and just so you know, for people that don't know what they're looking at, this is his audience below, and this is the actual ads manager, the Real Geeks ads manager. Every ad that he posts, it has all the analytics, so he can actually see it in our tool and see if it's performing or not or what have you. And it pulls in the audience, everything.
Right. Right.
The name of his audience was Likely to Move All Valley.
Yeah. Yeah. So that we expanded out a little bit further and just tried to get people that were maybe first-time home buyers moving in downtown because of the price point of the house. The house was, if I can remember correctly, it was like $280. So that's something. Well, here we go.
Is this okay?
I don't even know if it's on there, but
let's go to the next. Let's go to the next one.
Right. So to keep it here we have here's slide 1, the ad that we showed. Here's the audiences for ad 1. Now we're on ad 2.
Right. So this is what I call a neighborhood ad. And so like I was saying before, we've got a lot of different historic districts. Some of them are more popular than others. Willow happens to be one of the most popular, and it's also pricey. And so I'm pretty much always continuously advertising for the Willow Historic District. It's beautiful. If anybody drives through, it's gorgeous. So, and home prices are $1 million to $500,000, and so you typically get a nice qualified buyer out of this and the way that we run the ads.
And let me note, we have area content with search ad. This one went to one of his neighborhood landing pages that he created through his Real Geeks website, and it was content, has the property search, has content, and then he was pulling in listings of those type of properties. And our ad tool, when he went in and put that page in, it automatically pulled all that MLS data of the search he was using on that page of the properties, and then helped him create this ad, but he landed it on this landing page. Right.
Well, and yeah, exactly. And then the other thing too about the landing pages, and you can go to historicphoenix.com and bum around and see what everything is like, but you end up on this page that this takes you to, and there's a whole article that even is before you see any of the houses.
Yes.
So there's a value there, I think, where you're not just dumping houses onto a blank page and asking people to show up. You're saying, hey, this is what we do, and here are also houses. So I think that's been maybe one of the reasons that we've done pretty well.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a content page, and then there's those type of properties below the content, and then at the very top of the page has the search. They can just search.
Yeah.
Frank, let's go see what the results were on that one in the audience.
I'm posting the link to the actual page it goes to for everybody.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
There you go, guys. All right, next. Here's the results.
Oh, it looks like you ran multiple ads or cloned them to different audiences.
Exactly.
To this page, and the tool allows you to do that. It all falls within the same ad, correct?
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I mean, I'll typically run, like, if you look at the dates on here, they're probably not sequential, but
Sure.
I'll typically run one of the ads for a month and then take it down, maybe just some words and change the properties out, and then run it as new again.
Okay, so the top one, it's actually it was active when you did this. It had 71 signups from that page, actual leads at $1.51. That's amazing.
And today we've got, for that same ad, let me click.
And while you're doing that, there's the same page with a different audience, and these are all the different different audiences. I can see the audiences is on the lower left, and they're different names. The other one did 102 signups at $2 and something cents. I can't see it. My eyes are getting old.
Yeah, and we're at 102 on the other one now.
You're at 102, but you're getting, look at all the page likes on these things you're getting. You're getting ad likes at 136, page likes for your actual business page, 46, and you're getting ad shares. They're sharing your ads, 7, 1,
and a
16.
ton of, it's the funny thing is, the really funny thing is a ton of the shares are real estate agents, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? But whatever.
Yeah, share your ad and page.
Thank you, but what are you doing?
All right, let's go to another one. So that's to a content landing page. Okay, and then this one's a area content page ad.
This is amenities
landing page.
So
okay,
this is
so
one of the
explain
amenities.
What you do there.
And so, you know, so if it's getting into the hot part of the season, we can do a pool amenity. All of these houses that have pools. If in the last year, I think it was, Phoenix went through this whole new law where nobody can say no to Airbnb-ing a house, and so we kind of expanded on that. We ran that article on Historic Phoenix because Airbnb is so popular downtown. It can literally pay your mortgage. We don't typically say that because it doesn't always work.
Right.
And I would hate to be liable for something like that, but we'll do an amenities thing. So it's pools, it's if you golf, here's houses that sit on a golf course. If you're looking to Airbnb, here's all the houses available with guest houses, and just a bunch of things. So you can get really creative. So,
and then that was a content page, and then you were pulling in properties with those. So another has a main property search at the top, content explaining about homes like that, and then pulling in listings on that page that have them. And then when they click on the listing, then it'll ask them to sign up. Correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, let's go see what happened there. Frank?
Oh, hang on. Oops.
Another one. Okay.
No, hang on. Sorry, guys. There's the results.
There we
go. Okay.
So guest houses. So you ran it twice.
Ran it twice, yep.
And one of them you had 144 signups. This is amazing.
Yeah, 3 sellers. Hey, I've got a guest house. How much is that worth?
And then you even captured some address stuff. So you have the seller widget on that page as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, nice. So you're pulling in the home valuation widget is what you're pulling on that page.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow. And then it's amazing. I mean, even the one down below at 589 a lead, you had 49 signups, 14 page likes, 26 likes. So on these, the audiences are hard to read. So typically on these, like on the guest houses one, how did you target that?
Well, if it's hard for you to read, it's hard for me to read too. And I could try to pull it up on the bigger
All right,
screen.
you don't need to do that. I'm just wondering if you remembered offhand.
It's just
hang on. Frank's on it.
Okay.
Frank's on it. He's blowing it up, I guess.
How's that? Oh, hang on.
Wait
a minute. There we go. How's that? Is that better?
Well, it has an audience.
Oh, real estate investing, family, downtown Phoenix.
Okay. And you got price range too?
Schools. Yeah, that's where I was using the income, the income thing. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we'll keep playing around with it and seeing. A lot of times, they'll release it and then they perfect it, and that might be one of the things that they're doing too. So we'll keep playing around with it.
Yeah. And that's a very important thing to to bring up is you got to play around with this and test. Not all your ads have this much success, right?
Right.
I mean, we're showing them the good ones, but you do ads and they flop. They don't get, but then
of course,
you're able to see that in the tool, and then you pause it or what have you, depending on what your intent or what you're trying to get out of it.
Well, and a lot of people too, they'll gauge an ad by what their cost per lead is. And I don't really do that. I've just never gotten into that because, if I'm marketing to, so I explained that there are a bunch of different historic districts, and one of the kind of grand dams is called the Encanto Palmcroft Historic District, and entry level into that is like 800,000 and it goes to $1 million-ish. Well, those buyers are traditionally worth more to us too, right? So if it costs me $20 for a serious buyer, then so who cares?
Yeah, I agree. Or $50 a lead if you're getting enough of them to convert. Now, obviously, you got to get
the quality of the leads to me means a lot more than the price I paid for them. And so, yeah, I can get 20-cent
guys,
leads
let's keep moving.
too.
We got more ads to go through.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. What's this one?
That's one of the new collage ones from Real Geeks. I love those. So that's just I don't even think I did any writing on that. I was experimenting with not having the verbiage. So I just kind of did a real simple one. And I think if you go to the next page, I think that turned out pretty well too.
Yeah, and actually that collage one is it pulls in the listings and you pick what 4 or 5 you want, and then it says how many photos.
Yep.
But it doesn't open up the images in Facebook. It actually takes them to the landing page, and those things are converting like crazy, right?
They really are, because look at your numbers, and then if you want to be a stickler on the cost per lead, my gosh, 93 signups at $1.23. And that was great, and I owe a lot of that to the collage. And I read on the Real Geeks Facebook page a lot of people complaining that there has to be signups, and I think we've gotten better about that too.
Right. All
Just
right.
how we answer them.
Sure. Okay. All right. Move on. Frank, let's keep.
I got it.
Well, Frank, there's a delay. I'm sorry. Come on, Frank.
Right there. We go.
Now this is the Encanto Palmcroft area. So if you go, this is the same ad that we've been seeing, but it's one of the flip ones. So if you go to the next page, it'll show you I think that the costs are probably higher, but it's fine.
Okay, go, Frank. So it's the same type of. It's another content page that's got the listings pulling them in. Yeah, and it's $7 to $17 per lead, but those are good leads, right?
They're amazing leads. I love them. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Frank, let's keep going because we're.
Okay. Here's one of the not on Zillow, not on MLS. So
and that's with a coming soon collage, right?
Yeah, that's the coming soon collage, and
that's beautiful photos. I'll click on that right now. I love the emojis. Have you found the emoji things working well?
I like the emojis. I like them. I've started using them more and more and more.
They found I was watching an email marketing with HubSpot, because that's studying that whatnot. They did a whole study, and the emojis work very well. So feel free to use them. Yeah.
So this is the same layout that is currently running like now on Historic Phoenix, and it's really performing so well for us right now. It's fantastic.
All right, and that was to a coming soon landing page.
Right, takes you to a coming soon landing page. Yeah. So we're down to Now,
67 signups for $25.
Yeah,
that's 90.
That's ridiculously low.
I mean, that's absurd. Most people are not going to look at.
That's absurd. Results not typical.
Right? Yeah,
I know.
I mean, that's crazy. All right, and that was a likely to move all valley then. So you on this coming soon, you're just like, hey, let's just blast the whole valley, get the ones that are likely to move. Are they homeowners or just likely to move?
They're both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah. Don, how do you get
everybody? Okay.
These little things, guys, like you see these little smiling faces, these little stars. These are called emojis.
Yeah.
It's a millennial thing.
It is a millennial thing. And,
but it brings more attention
I'm so
to the
not millennial that I can't figure out how to do them, how to pull them up on my computer. So I literally have to copy them from someone else's ad, which is horrible.
There you go.
All right, let's keep going.
It's the only way I can do it.
Hey, it works, man. It's just a character. I keep going.
Exactly.
All right, and then what was
Here's
this?
one of these that I was telling you about. I mean, this didn't get me a single client signed up to Real Geeks, but in the grand scheme of things, looking at why people like Historic Phoenix and the ability to market to them afterward, this is amazing. And I literally let this run for, gosh, I think 2 months. But my God, the comments, the shares, the reactions to it is crazy. And I didn't even spend a lot of money. I think I spent like $5 a day to just keep it out there.
No, it's the branding, and you're bringing value to the community. So they're commenting, they're reacting, they're sharing, which is then building your followers on your historic real estate page, the Facebook page.
Exactly. And I'm still learning too. So realistically, if I were to run this entire thing again, the ad would have pointed to one of my own pages on my own website with all of the research from realtor.com. And had I done that, then the people that were interested would have already been on Historic Phoenix and seeing the sidebars or seeing where they can search.
Sure.
Would have been a much better idea. And I don't think that it would have made any of the popularity stuff.
Well, yeah, you could have actually embedded that, made a content page, put all that data on there.
Oh my goodness! Look at this.
No, but listen to this, and driven them there, and then made a retargeting audience based on anyone that went to that page, and then served them up some other ads to see actually how many of those were potential buyers or sellers, right?
Amen. That's exactly what I should have done, and
it's a learning process.
It is. It is.
Look at all the comments and the reactions and the shares.
That's crazy,
right?
It's crazy.
171 shares. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. What's this?
Here is you've got John Hogue, is it?
Yeah, I think he might be. Yeah, and then the group.
He had asked me one day to zhuzh up one of his listings on his page, and so I did, and just kind of an example of maybe what people are running that maybe doesn't have as much success, as opposed to what people could be running that would launch them a little bit better.
Scroll that up a little bit. There's a heart below there, below our pictures, Frank.
I just said show your ad some love.
Oh, okay. Show your ad some love. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in other words, show the ad some love, do good copy and that kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming single property.
So here's our latest, no, not our latest anymore, but two recent ones that, and we're, like I said, I'm kind of digging this whole format with the finger pointy thing and the gold stars and everything like that. And to top it all off, the collage page, that's just like my favorite, or the collage ad, that's like my favorite new thing. But if you read, we're not mentioning a price, we're not mentioning a size, we're not mentioning an address.
Mm-hmm.
We're not mentioning anything like that, but the verbiage is one that if you're going to read it, you're probably going to click as a result, if it's not just the photos. And sometimes it's just the photos. I don't care what it is, as long as they click.
Sure. All right, great. And was that it, Frank? Were we at the end, or?
No, I think that there should be a results on that.
Oh, okay. So those are both getting pretty good results. All right.
Yeah, great results.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Geez, 88 signups and 166 signups.
Here's what I think to kind of put all this in perspective, everyone, because this is a lot to take in. If this is the first time you're seeing all this, you're looking to pay somewhere between $1 to $5 per lead in this market with these types of ads. Or do you want to say that?
I would say $1 to probably $20, depending on your market.
Depends on what lead you get, Frank.
Yeah. I mean, the Phoenix Valley is pretty huge. You know, and the demographics. I think it all depends on demographics. You know, what part of the country you are, the price range, the kind of audience you're targeting, and some perform well and some don't. And you know, $12 to $20, $25 good leads are, if they're good people and you can follow up and convert them, are not bad. It depends on the market. I mean, if you go to Silicon Valley and it's highly competitive, they're highly sophisticated, and they don't trust anybody about giving out information, you're going to pay for. They're less likely to give out information unless it's a lot of value and they're really interested. So that you're going to spend more. If you're in the middle of the country, I mean, they'll give their social security. I'm joking, but they'll give their social security online. They're a lot more trusting.
I'm from Omaha, Jeff. I'm from Omaha.
Oh, people from Omaha, right?
What's
Frank,
your social security number, Frank?
Hey, Frank. Yeah. I want to get a credit card.
All this Hicks in Nebraska.
But I'm making general stereotype stuff, but it all depends. Every market's different. What do you think are the two or three best ingredients to get the most success based on what you know, Don, and everything you've experienced?
Killer photos, and awesome content. Content that pushes lightly to it piques your curiosity more than drives it at you. I don't like that hard nailing stuff that I see floating out on some of the ads that come across my newsfeed. Here's Charlie.
Oh, all right, Charlie.
He waited forever.
Yeah.
I would prefer to lightly say this is why you need to click here and pique a curiosity, as opposed to
and then
get this now before it's gone. I mean, I hardly ever say things like that.
Sure.
Don, you're an excellent marketer.
What about driving? You got to actually, where you're landing them is important too. It's got to be consistent.
Well, that's just it. And so we try to maximize the value. Like when you land on a page, like I said, before you ever even see one of the listings, you're reading all about the neighborhood. That writing is completely 100% handcrafted. It's nowhere else. It's our direct experience in the neighborhood that if he breaks this, I'm going to yell. It's our direct experience from spending time in these neighborhoods. And so to any of the other agents that are looking to increase, starting there is so important. Just starting to try to help them, give them as much as you possibly can for that exchange of information. If you're going to ask them for their email address and their phone number and their name, give them enough to warrant it.
All right, awesome.
Jeff, I want to address something. I think a lot of people are trying to figure out how do they run all of these ads, and they're trying to boost their posts, but it doesn't give you all the options that they're seeing here. What should someone do? Will you explain that?
What do you mean boost their posts?
Okay, I think I know what he means. Is so when they're going to just boost a post on the page, it doesn't.
Yeah,
have
it's limited options.
So the best thing to do is to go either create the ads in Facebook, and you can go into Facebook and create audiences, advanced audiences like Don's doing, and that's what he's doing. And then what he's doing is he's using the Facebook Ads Manager to create the ads, because it streamlines it from 20 minutes to maybe 2 to 5 minutes to make the ad. But then our tool pulls in all his custom and saved audiences. So he just clicks on the pull down and then does it. When you're doing it from a boosted post just on your business page, like I said earlier, there's limited choices. So the best way to do that is either use for the customers that are Real Geeks, use the tool and pull those in, or you can go directly, and then you're going to have to create those ads in the Facebook Ads Manager, and then you can when you do those in the Facebook Ads Manager, then you have access to all your saved audiences. Correct, Don?
Exactly. But when you're on your Facebook page, if you want to boost a post, and I really wouldn't boost a post if you don't have a good audience. Yeah. You need a decent audience to begin with. Otherwise, it's probably not going to perform all that great for you. But for me, when I boost an ad, I boost it to, and I'm looking at one right now, people who like your page and their friends. I always choose that one, because it's always the second form of advertising for me. The first is always through Real Geeks or through the back end of Facebook, and the second is a boost, which a lot of people will tell you not to waste your money boosting. But when you've got a decent an audience to begin with, there's really no reason not to. You can do it very effectively.
Yeah. So Don, you're creating all these leads, and you and your buyers agents are swimming in leads. What are some things you're doing to get engagement of leads that actually signed up in the past? Are you doing any kind of email marketing or anything like that to spark interest when you got a new listing or something?
Yeah, we were doing Infusionsoft for the longest time, and I've got to be honest. I know you guys love it. I can see why you love it, but I couldn't make the simplest change. The learning curve on that thing was just crazy. So I started subscribing to your new eDrip thing, and I send out those eBlast things. Oh my God, they're amazing. I love them. I have, so if you go to my Facebook page, Historic Phoenix Real Estate, you'll see the latest ad that just started 3 days ago that I told you I got 250 some leads on so far. I've already got 7 scheduled appointments, and 5 of them were from that eBlast.
So explain how you're doing the eBlast within. So you're using you're going to the lead manager and doing a filtered search.
Lead manager, filter the search
based on what they've properties they've looked at in a neighborhood.
Not really. It's basically on their. I've been doing their price range.
Okay, all right, price range.
So
good.
I mean, this new listing of ours is 379.9. So I would do like 350 to 400,000, and I think there's about 500 in there that are in that price range. So they all got that. They all got a cool ad. I love that you can put in the photo. I love that you can link the photo to the page. I love it. And then it shows you all of the opens. Well, it was a great open rate.
All right, so you're going to, and you're doing an advanced search based on the price instead of location of a property. They looked in the location. You could do that as well. And then you're doing an average, between this price range, anyone that has an average search price based on this, and then you're sending out, what are you saying in the subject? Because it's a coming soon, right? Was it coming soon?
I think I can pull it up pretty quick here.
Yeah. Because I'm suggesting to people, if they have a coming soon or something, is go in and do that and find anyone in their database that actually searched in a certain neighborhood, and would filter down your leads, and you could say, hey, still interested in Lanikai in the subject? Hey, Dawn, I've got a new listing coming up in Lanikai, wondering if you're still interested. Let me know if you'd like to know the details, or something to that effect.
Right. Right.
We're gonna wrap it up, guys.
For the most recent, it just said not on. It says basically what the Facebook ad says.
All right. So basically the same thing, and you're driving them over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. All right. Well, hey, I guess Frank needs to go. We're up against the end of the hour. Are there any questions, Frank? I mean, there's a
whole bunch. I just picked some of the basic ones over here in the live chat. We had a whole interaction going over here. So I just asked the most pertinent ones, but this is a really good one. For those of you watching this, there is a replay here. Just the same link you're watching this on YouTube. Just click refresh and we're done. It'll start from the beginning, and this will actually be a YouTube video. So you can expand the size of it and really pause like the specific ad copy and look at all that data to slow it down a little bit. It's your first time seeing it. So.
All right, yeah, and if you're a Real Geeks customer and you're the Real Geeks Mastermind group, I'm sure Don would be more than happy to answer some questions.
Sure.
When he's available. I know he's busy as heck, but maybe ask some questions in there. And
I blocked out a little time, so for like until 2 o'clock, I can hang out on the Masterminds group and answer any questions.
All right, great. All right, sounds good. All right, thanks for joining us, Don. You're amazing.
Thanks so much for having me.
I love the bird, and we'll see you in a few weeks on the next live Keeping It Real.